So weird seeing so many familiar faces. All right. So you guys back there, let me know when we're good. Renaud, we're good? All right. Like, okay, guys, total divulgation. It's so weird not to hear myself speaking on those speakers while you guys are all hearing me. But we'll get used to it. Hi, everyone. First and foremost, thank you so much for being here. My name is Jeff Tremblay. I am Business Development Manager for Nutaku, the world leader in online adult gaming. We're going to talk about what is this adult gaming thing? Is this a market? What can we do with it? How do we address it? How do we approach it? And we're going to look at some numbers, but not too much. And we won't be looking at too much content. For those of you who came here in order to look at content, we're not going to do that. This is a business conference, guys, all right? But we're going to talk about how we can build this content together, all right? So, first things first, what is an adult game? An adult game is defined by ESRB as a game with explicit nudity or explicit sex scenes according to ESRB. Is that clear enough? It's easy, right? From there on, we're good to go. So is this a new thing? How recent is this, right? So let's take a look at a piece of history. CDI, 1993. Who remembers CDI? We got gray hair, we know that, you do. 1993, a lot of you were not thinking that you'd be actors in the video games industry. Some of you weren't even born in 1993. CDI stand for CD Interactive, and it was developed and commercialized by a small company called Philips, and it failed. Leisure Suit Larry, we're going into classics, right? No surprises here. Not even going to show the video I had for this. Grand Theft Auto, of course, and more recently, we got some pretty awesome sex scenes in The Witcher. So, you know, it's not a new thing. We're not inventing anything, we just concentrated it into one platform. We're going to talk about that. So, you guys all have dreams right now. You guys are developing. Show of hands, who's on the developer side? Who's studio development studio? Okay, that's a vast majority. Guys, I wish you luck. I've been in this industry for 20 years. I've been where you are. I've been on the development side for a while, right, Pierre? Just a short while. We all have and all had dreams. And unfortunately, the nature of the beast is to shatter your dreams and to test your resolveness in succeeding. But only 1% of the game will actually succeed. And you know that as well as I do. And we don't need to. We could go on and have these type of articles. 99% are going to be a fail. 1% is going to be a success. What are those criteria as a success? I guess today nobody knows, because sometimes you'll get these things out of the blue, which will totally be a massive hit, like our friends from The Messenger, should I say. But bottom line is, unfortunately, most people will fail, and your game will not be a commercial success. You want to know how we learned about that? Well, we did it ourselves. $1 million in development investment. We put 11 months of work to complete, and we're all passionate. We're going to have the best game out there, and it's going to kick ass, and we're going to make money, and it's going to be fun. And then it generated $400,000 in revenue. We would consider that as a failure. But we don't learn so fast, so we said, hey, let's do it again. Let's do it a second time in a row. Okay, we're going to reduce the development cost and investment. But hey, look at the ratio, $50,000 of revenue generated. The ratios are sky off the charts. So that for us, sorry, got to go this way, was another. So it's okay, we got to take this another way. There's got to be a better way to make games. So we said, let's create Nutaku, but it starts with a game always. It's not about the adult content, and I want to emphasize this. Our motto, the way we work, the way we look at your games as a publishing house is, do we have a good game first and foremost? Without a game, adult content is useless. We do not gamify porn. We adultify good games. which is a total shift of paradigm. People would expect, oh, adult games, you're going to take pictures of naked people having intercourse, and you're going to put them on there, and that's done. Not the way it goes. We are looking for a much deeper integration of the adult content within the gameplay, which then equates to two things: retention, which then equates to conversion. We're going to look at the numbers. So it's always a good game. Some of the games that we've adultified, you're not going to hear this word a lot. We kind of coined it, adultified. We take regular games, and instead of, okay, let's take a simple paradigm. You're an action RPG. Your character normally will build up an armor. Well, in our game, in our world, we'll take your game, we'll start them all suited up, and as you progress, as you gain strength and momentum in the game, we'll take clothes off up to the finale, which is the reward. It's simple game mechanic, right? If you follow the game mechanics, except the fact that there is adult content, it is the same thing, the same game mechanic. That's why we say it always starts with a good game. So, do you think people are interested? Well, number 426 on global rank on SEO. That's not a small feat. Number 213 US rank. Number 34 in the adult website ranking. And number 6 in the gaming ranks. So is there interest? Yes, there is. Yes, there is. And we'll see how that translates. We're going to be celebrating our 4th anniversary in a few months. We started really small in January 2015. And then in November, we hit our first million of registered users. Very happy. I said, okay, we're onto something here. We got more games. July, Kimochi. We started and we tried to start our own crowdfunding platform. Didn't work out so well, but hey, we learn, we move on. December 2016, 5 million users. That's a pretty good growth. Let's jump to September 17. We have $3 million investment in Montreal because yes, we are based in Montreal. And funny fact, first MIGS, I was here giving a talk 15, 20 years ago. I don't know, 15, 16, or I don't know. I stopped counting at a certain point, but it's really funny. But it comes full circle. And I'm so happy to be based in Montreal. We can give back. We have a sweet spot for Quebec developers. We know the talent. I've witnessed the talent. I've seen the talent being raised and born. Thierry is a great example. Again, sorry, Thierry, I'm putting you on the spot. But hey, we've seen this talent being lifted up by the Quebec ecosystem. We've got great talent, but unfortunately, we're all hitting the same walls, which is user acquisition and game discoverability. November 2017, 10 million registered. That's a pretty, we've doubled up again. Today, January 2018, we turned 3 years old, 4 years old in February. We're very happy to announce we now have 20 million registered users. And you'll see some numbers as far as traffic is concerned. We've hit 115 million visits back in August. That was our biggest month. September right now, 113. We're waiting for the numbers from October and so on, but it's climbing, it's growing. No pun intended here. So is there a market? How does this translate into a market? I said it earlier. How do we compare to other adult destinations? Okay, there are a few out there. So Nutaku with 113 million visits a month. Our closest competitor is Deal Site with 37.2. Taku with 4.4. We're not even seeing them in our back rearview mirror. And MyCandy at 1.1. So needless to say, I think we're on a good run. I think we found the right way to present the content to people. They're buying into it. Not only are they buying into it as far as traffic's concerned, but they're monetizing also. Now let's see, how do we compare to other mainstream portals? Let's take Steam out of the equation, of course, because that's an anomaly. 113, Congregate 22. I like to say that we somehow, when people ask me, what is Nutaku? Well, we're like Congregate with sex, with 5 times the traffic. It's pretty simple. Mini Clips, 21 million. Newgrounds 16 million, Armor Games 12 million. So within 4 years, we've created a community that buys into and just owns the content. They love the content, trust me, it converts really well. We estimate a game performing on the regular mainstream channels, we will multiply their revenues by 4 to 5, at least. We've had our first $1 million launch game just recently, so grossed out $1 million in the first month. That's one game out of 175, and we're gonna look how that calendar goes. Total number of games. Yeah, we started with about 15 games, mainly from the Asian market through a partnership with DMM. 2016, raised it up to about 37. 2017 went up to about 75. 2018, we currently have 175, and we're planning to have at least 250 games by the end of 2019. How do we do that? This is the platform, the destination platform. We also have a publishing arm. We're going to talk about the opportunity in a minute. We are currently looking into 116 projects for funding. Literally 116 projects in our current pipeline of games being reviewed. So we're serious about this. We will have invested close to our $10 million mark this year, and we're repeating it for next year. Let's see how that goes. We didn't invest a lot in 2015. There were pre-sprints. Close to $2 million in 2016, raised it up to about $3 million in 17. 2018, we have available. It's hard to spend money. Seriously, it's hard to invest $10 million. It's not an easy piece of work. There's a lot of work, a lot of due diligence, a lot of analysis, a lot of moving parts. How serious is the studio? How experienced is the studio? What kind of gameplay are they presenting us with? Is their forte having extremely awesome art? What is that mix? How does it fit within our portfolio management? So those are all questions that we ask ourselves, and we work with you guys to work it out and make sure that if we do make you work in order to get through the funding process, that you're actually not going to work for nothing. In 2019, pretty much there's no roof. We're in it. We're in business. Seriously, guys, we're keeping very busy. We have a team of 11 business developers. You can meet a few at our booth at 501. They'll take you through the process. They'll give you the big lines. But we want to work with you guys, seriously, and we've got real money. It's as simple as that. The type of games we support. Let's go for free to play. Free to play represents 98% of our revenues. Free to play, whether it be browser-based, mobile, that's where the money is. That's where our audience especially just buys into and converts extremely well. Premium games, that's a remainder of the 2%. Not our favorite investment category, I would say, let's be honest, and I'm putting it bluntly for you guys because this is an information session. But we will consider whatever we have, okay, in the premium games. Mobile, 57% of our traffic currently is from mobile. So if you want to talk to us, combination of free-to-play, browser, and mobile, hey, I like what I'm hearing, okay? So in order for you to get access to this or get access to us, what should you, hey buddy, what should you do? Well, first of all, go to Nutaku.net, play the games. Okay, play the games. Learn how we've integrated the adult content within the gameplay. Look at the art style of the top leaders. Those top 10 games, secret between you and us, okay, is those top 10 on the front page are actually the top grossing. So the math is really simple. Number one, top grossing. So look at that. Take the learnings. Okay, how did they do it? What kind of art style they have? What kind of gameplay they have? And it's very diversified, from management games to RPGs to card collecting battles, even clickers. Even clickers monetize well on our platform. It's nuts. Present your game. Talk to us. Show us your gameplay. Show us your current artwork. Show us your plan to adultify. Let us know how much time you require. How much money is it going to cost? Do you have the workforce? Do you need help on adding that workforce to your current capacity, studio capacity? Okay, and we'll look at the business model, we'll look at the numbers, we'll make it happen. We'll review your game, then approve or disapprove funding. That's our prerogative, right? If approved, We get to contract rapidly, and we want you to focus on one thing and one thing only. You guys are good at making games. We're good at marketing. We're good at user acquisition. We're good at generating traffic to the Nutaku platform. That's what we're going to take off your hands. Payment processing, community management, all that good stuff, we handle that for you. So you can concentrate on doing the best game. And not just at release, because release is just step one. Those updates, guys, those updates are key, but we'll cover you on that too. So, contract is signed, development starts, you focus on what you do, our marketing teams focus on what they do best, generate traffic and generate revenues for you, the developer. It's pretty much the bottom line. So who do we work? Oh, sorry, it's this way. So, we work with people from around the world, whether it be United States, South America, Asia, Europe, Africa. We have 2 developers from Africa. 2 developers from Africa. South America, I could add half a dozen dots on the South American. We've been very active on the South American side of things in the last 6 months. I'm very happy to say that we have a footprint pretty much on every single continent out there. And we're very proud of that. It also brings diversity. Speaking of diversity, one thing I want to mention, yes, our core user base is mainly males, okay? Let's be honest about this. But we are actively pursuing and launching a new initiative with games destined to the LGBTQ market. So we have currently commissioned 4 games destined at this market, and we're looking for more games targeted and tailored to the LGBTQ market. So whether it be starring LGBTQ characters or depicting action scenes, let's call it that way, of basically every possible outcome out there. We are all inclusive. So guys, there's no bad game concepts, right? As far as adult content is concerned anyhow. So word is out. LGBTQ, we're hungry. We want more content. We believe there's a strong market there, and we're putting our money where our mouth is. Any questions, guys? Yes, sir. Largest growing audience segment? You mean between males and females? And age range? So I would say, funny enough, 78% of our players are males. Obviously, the all-inclusive 1835 classic gamer, but he's not looking for the same thing as the hardcore 1835 gamer. What he's looking for is an immersive experience with a reward that's slightly different than what the mainstream world is offering them. 22% of our audience is females. The female tend to be a little older, okay? And I think that's natural. I think that's a natural thing to happen, but it also opens up a lot of opportunities as far as gameplays and classic gameplays that we can bring in and create a whole new genre of games tailored towards this audience. Thank you for the question. Yes?
Are the demographics pretty much the same, or is there like one game is predominantly for females, another game is more predominantly for younger games?
It's really hard to come down to a granular level such as you. Okay, so the question, sorry, for the benefit of everyone, the question was within our user base, are the games segmented like, okay, this is male 1825, this is male 2535, and females? It's really hard to get down to a granular level like that. Okay, we have to rely on the fact that we know that 78% of our user base are males. We are fine-tuning the business intelligence we're getting from our players and user base. We're opening communication channels with them. We do yearly surveys. The next one is just about to come out, so you guys want to chip in? Knowledge is power, don't forget that. Oh, of course we do. Oh. Well, it's an age verification. It doesn't mean that I can identify you. I'd rather rely on serving my users and having an open conversation with them than just relying on the age verification process. But yes, we do have a very, very strict, obviously, age verification process. One thing that I want to mention that we didn't present here or didn't have a title page for is our compliance rules. Although we are into the adult content, we will not, and I repeat, not publish or even encourage any game developer out there who comes to us with sex slavery, non-consensual sex, alcohol or drug-induced sex. We will not promote that. We won't stand behind it, and we will refuse your game. We had games presented to us saying, "Hey, yeah, slaves and sex slave." Not going to happen, guys. Go back to the drawing board, tone it down a bit, bring it back. I think it's important to do that. I think it's important to do that because the segment, the industry's young. We've created this market segment. We want to have a clean bill of state, a clean state of health, and we don't want to be. We don't want to bring. How could I say this? There's a term I'm looking for. Sorry, I'm a loss of words. Discord. We don't want to bring discord. We're addressing consenting adults, and that's the games that we want to present. There was a hand raised. Yep. Actually, we're still going through the hurdle. But the great question and great segue into a new release we're doing. We're launching the mobile Nutaku client, which basically is an application from within which with a tap, you'll be able to install Android. Obviously, we're focusing on Android, Apple being Apple. But HTML5 games are also on the books. Just saying. But yes, the challenge in reaching those users is going through the hoops of installing those clients, those APKs. That's why we're launching our client. We're doing a full revamp of the website. A lot of great things happening. And we believe that 57% traffic reach is going to grow because we're facilitating access to the APKs. Does that answer your question? That was a hand. Yes. To free players? They're already majority of our games are free to play. So you do not have to buy gold from the platform. So it's not a requirement. You can grind as in any other free to play games. As I said before, it's about the game mechanics, the game concepts, and the game monetization built in. You don't have to if you don't want to. That's an editorial choice by the developer. You know, and you could have A/B testing. You know, it happens. But you know what? It also happens in the mainstream world. Some games are very aggressive on monetization. Just need to balance it out. And those are lessons that we're learning also from our audience, from our relationships with developers. Yep. How much revenue can a game generate? Unfortunately, we are a private company, okay? So it's hard for me to publicly say, okay, this game has generated. What I can say is we monetize and generate much more revenue on this platform with 20 million registered users and 115 million visitors. We will multiply the revenues that you're currently experiencing on the mainstream world anywhere between 4 to 5 times. And as I said before, we've had our first $1 million baby after 1 month. So we want more of those babies. Any other question? I guess you guys are gonna come and see us. All right, so guys, we're at booth 501. You don't have to tell the world that you're meeting with us if you don't feel comfortable doing so, but I encourage you to come and have a chat. It's not behind a closed wall. We're very open-minded people. We are industry veterans, more and more in the team, in the business development team, and the production team. So we do have a few words of wisdom, I could say. And if either we end up doing business together and creating content together or not, I think everyone through this exchange, through this feedback loop, will get out of it more knowledgeable, more logical. All right. So thank you very much, and hope to see you all soon.